If you will recall, last week we had to tear the whole top of the motor back off due to cylinder 8 being dead. Found a bent exhaust valve. We fixed that. Put it back together. Well, we ended up a whole lot worse off than when we started because we had 4 dead cylinders. Yep, I was left scratching my head, but I do have a theory about it. I'll tell you all about it here in just a minute. Before we start on the motor, let me show you what I've been doing for the last couple of hours. Oh yeah, look at that pretty shiny black paint. I didn't use flat this time, I used gloss. It's gorgeous. The frame, cross member, oh yeah. I'll be glad when we get some inner fenders and all that so we can paint them black, but yes sir, it looks pretty. Let me show you the paint I used. I went to the Dollar General. Yep, that is it's Rust-Oleum, but I got it at the Dollar General. Yep, sure did. I mean, it seems to be okay. Goes down good. Dries pretty quick too, so hopefully it won't be falling off 6 months from now. Anyways, let's get over here and tell you what I got going on with the motor. I left y'all off telling you that every other cylinder starting with number 8 was not firing. So it'll be 8, 3, 5, and 2 were not firing. And I told you it's probably that old cheap Chinese junk distributor. No, sir, it's not. Not too long after I shut the camera off, it hit me. 4 cylinders. I got to looking at the intake. And, well, let me tell you this firstly. A dual plane intake manifold, that's what this is. Dual plane means it's 2 planes. One plane feeds 4 cylinders. The other plane feeds the other 4 cylinders. Well, you see these runners here, that one, that one, that one, and that one. That's what I call the tall or the high runners. That would be fed by the high plane, what I call the high plane on a dual plane manifold. It'd be this one over here. And then your lower ones, which will be this one, this one, this one, this one, are fed by the lower plane of the dual plane manifold. And here's why that is significant. Remember me telling you, 8, 3, 5, and 2 were not running. Guess what? 8, 3, 5, and 2 are on the same plane. Yep, they're on the high plane. Here's 8, 3, 5, 2. So we got a bad vacuum leak over here on this side of the intake manifold. See this plug, that's the only plug in the manifold. It's on that plane. But I mean, I got tape on it and I don't think that's what it is. You got this gasket, could be leaking. And it could be something wrong with the carb roster. I don't know. Maybe something's going on with the bottom of it, but that's the carb we had on what's it, Ford truck out there? Why can I never remember its name? Silver Bullet. And it ran just fine on that. So, I don't know. I'm still scratching my head. So here's what we're going to do. We'll put the carb back on it. We're going to roll her outside. It's about 15 degrees out. It's really cold, yeah. Anyway, roll it out here. Get it warmed up. I'm going to take some carb cleaner. We're going to spray everything. If it revs up, well, that's wherever that spot is, it revs up. That's where our vacuum leak is. If it don't rev up, well, then I don't know. We're going to scrap the motor and I'm going to build another one because this one here is getting on my nerves. Let me get the carb on it and we'll roll it outside. We got about 3 to 4 inches of snow last night. Let me tell you, it's still quite chilly tonight. Oh, yeah. Anyways, let's fire this thing up. Fire in the hole. Missing real bad right now. Let me let it warm up and I'll come back and we'll spray around with carb cleaner. I'm going to spray a little bit on that side of the intake because that's the one feeding the ones that are missing. Here, rev up. That's either a vacuum leak or not enough fuel. We spray it in the other side, see what it does. See, it don't rev up. So we're on the right track anyway. Alright, it's warmed up enough now. Let me show you all again. I'm spraying that side of the front barrel, the primary. That revs up. I'm gonna spray this side. Now it dies because it's getting too much fuel. Only thing I know to do is go to spraying everywhere, and if it revs up, then that's where our leak is. Ain't nothing there. I'm gonna spray that plug in the intake. Nothing there. I sprayed everything I know to spray. Get here on a manifold. Nothing. You know what that tells me? Carburetor issue. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Let's do that again. We'll watch this. Let me rev it up. I guess it's a carb issue. I don't know. How could it run so good on the Ford and then you put it on here and half of it ain't even working? I don't know. It's called MLS. I also know, by the way, remember I burnt my brand new coat up a few weeks ago welding? Well, I've done burnt this one up on these headers. Yep. I'm pretty rough on clothes. Well, at least we got a goal, something to work towards. We'll pull that carb off and check the idle and transition circuit, because I've seen plenty of fuel come out of the booster and the squirters are working too. So it's got to be in the idle transition circuit. We'll pull that off and shoot some carb cleaner through there, make sure, you know, that's not stopped up. Hopefully it is. We'll unstop it and then it'll run just fine. If you have been with me for a couple years, you'll remember the dang old Dodge did the exact same thing. Yep. Would not idle for nothing. You know, I pulled spark plug wires off and it was 4 cylinders that were dead. I finally realized it was 4 cylinders on the same plane of the intake. Well, then we finally realized the vacuum canister on the distributor had a hole in it. Plugged that vacuum line, it sat there and idled just pretty as you please. Yep. So it's going to be something simple like that, I hope anyways. Let me show y'all what I did yesterday. Well, I sort of rearranged a little bit. You probably can't tell, but rearranged a little bit up here and got me some more room. And told you I went and got some barrels. Well, the what's it called? That Packard. It's in here. I ain't got no diesel yet. I just went to the store and got some diesels. Let me get this top off. Got a little bit of water in that there from the snow. Yes, sir, there she is. I'm fixing to fill her up. I just went and got 10 gallons of diesel. Well, I'll tell you what, let's pour it in there now. Let me go get it. I put some of this in my 2 heaters right there. We'll dump the rest in here, and I got another 5 gallons out there in the truck. I really hope that this breaks these piston springs. I do want to hear this motor run. And I hope this barrel don't leak too. That would be terrible if it did. This is going to take quite a bit of diesel. It sure is. Yep. Well, there's 5 gallons of it anyways. I got 2 barrels and then went to Harbor Freight yesterday and got some of these little dollies to sit the barrels on. That way I can roll them out when I want to pick them up or pull the motor out of the barrel with the engine hoist. Got another barrel over here. This is what the purple pyre is going in. But remember me telling you these barrels were for what I call it, gasifier. It's a great big old monstrosity. I think I got a picture of it when the guy had it all put together. I'll put that up here if I can find it. But anyway, he had welded this pipe in here. These were leaking real bad. Tried to weld them up. I have welded some crappy metal in my life, but this pipe, I don't know what it's made out of. It would not weld. So I ended up just taking some caulk and just caulk everything I could. I will water test it here in a little while, or maybe tomorrow. Make sure it ain't gonna leak. Then we'll put a purple pyre in there, and that'll be what we throw blocks and stuff in, let them soak and get all the little nasty grease off of them. Sure enough. It's going to be a very, very short day today. Yes, sir. Got up this morning, and I tell you what, I had a terrible pain between my shoulders on the right-hand side. A couple weeks ago, one morning, I got up and twisted my head wrong, and it started hurting. Well, I sort of got over it, but I woke up this morning, and it's back with a vengeance. Oh, yeah. So tomorrow, I'm not sure what we'll do. We may fool that carb. We may get back over here and work on the brakes. I don't know. It's whatever I feel like. Y'all know I don't plan nothing. Right now, what I'm planning on doing, I'm going to go take me a muscle relaxer. I'm going to get in my recliner, kick back, watch some TV. I ain't watched TV in months. Anyway, going to relax the rest of the evening, and hopefully I'll see y'all tomorrow. Got another new merch design. I think I brought it out last week sometime, but I did not have time to put it in last week's video. Anyway, it is some backyard butchery stuff. Oh, yeah, finally got some of that. One of my subscribers by the name of Jason come up with this design. Pretty sharp. I wish I knew how to do that type of stuff. Yes, sir, because I'd come up with merch every week. Anyway, y'all go check it out. Link will be in the description for my merch. Just a reminder again, you can mix and match all my designs, put them wherever you want to on the shirts. And the shirts I show on the page, that's just a small sample of all the different type of clothing that Spreadshirt, Spreadshop offers. So y'all check it out. Go buy you some. Again, link is right down here in the description. Till the next day. Well, actually, it's a couple days later. I stayed drugged up yesterday on muscle relaxers, but my back feels mucho better. Still a little iffy, but it feels a lot better. It's very chilly out here today. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 30 degrees. Yeah, it's pretty cold. Here's what we're doing right now. There's a 750 carburetor device that's going on that pile of junk. I got it put together and I put it on here, and I just thought, well, let's put it on there, see what it does. If it does the same thing, then we got something wrong with the intake manifold. If it does great, well, then there's something wrong with that 600. There it is right there. Tore it apart, sprayed all the idle and transition circuits out. Everything seems fine. But I could have blown some trash out when I hit it with the old carburetor device cleaner. Let's get this fired up, let it warm up, and we'll just see how it does. Fire the hole! I forgot to hook up my return spring. That's why she jumped like she did when it started. Well, this one won't idle down. Well, it wouldn't idle down. So I looked at this here linkage because my screw's backed all the way out and it's not touching that. That won't go down any further to close the butterfly. So I got to look at the linkage. This right here, this is what opens up your secondaries. Well, on that 600 over there, it's in this top hole. So let me change that and that'll probably help us out. Well, that's not what the issue was. The issue is, see these little plugs right here? Yep, I didn't plug any of the vacuum ports. So now that I got them plugged, I'm gonna leave the secondaries unhooked. We don't need them for this test. I think they are opening a little too soon, so we'll probably put it in that top hole. But anyway, now that we know what the problem is, let's start it back up and see how it does. Yep, now she's idled too low. That sounds better already. I'm gonna let it warm up. Let's see what it does. That's number 1. You can tell it's doing something. Here's number 8. All right, that's better. Come on, man. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Last one. Yep. Well, I want to pull each plug wire off. You can hear it drop. Put the plug wire back on and it'll rev back up. So carburetor device is the issue. Like I said, I've cleaned that one. Let's put it back on here, see what it does. Carburetor device is changed out. Let's fire it up, see what it does. Dang it. I forgot the return spring again. Fire in the hole again. Let me do some adjusting on it. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. You know what I did? Yep. I forgot to plug all the vacuum ports. I do it every time. I'm telling you, my brain. I don't have a brain. No, sir. I'm running on autopilot, I guess. These feel kind of loose on those ports. I wonder if that was part of the issue. Tell you what, let's fire it up and run it like this with these. If it ain't no better, then I'll put some smaller ones on that are tighter. But it could have been having a vacuum leak right there. Anyways, here we go. Gonna do that surging again that it was doing. Still ain't right, I can tell. Hear that surging. Still ain't right. Let me get some different plugs for those vacuum ports. Yeah, there's something going on with this carb. I don't understand it. No, sir, I do not understand it. All right, put smaller plugs, caps, over those two vacuum ports. Let's just see what it does. Still surging, because those dead cylinders are probably firing every once in a while. Let's pull them off and see what it does. Here's cylinder 1. Here's cylinder 8. Nothing. It's the same thing. There's 4. There's 3. It's the same thing. I don't know what's wrong with that car, but there's definitely something wrong with it. Got a lifter tapping over here too. Alright, here's what I did. I ran this idle mixture screw out to it's about 3 turns right now, which is double what it should be. Here's number 8, listen to it now. It's definitely having an effect on it now. Yeah, I don't know why that side needs so much more idle mixture on this carb. Yeah, that's what it is. I don't know what's going on with that side of the car, but there's definitely something there. Well, what have we learned? We've learned this carburetor here. It may be a pile of garbage, I ain't sure. And then we've learned our old eBay 750 seems to be a pretty good carb. Yep. It's too big for this motor. The idle screws were turned out a half a turn. It's got bigger jets and all. Of course, you're going to have to tune it down some. I don't understand why this one has to be turned out 3 turns though. This one over here is turned out 1. It don't make any sense. Something going on with that side of the carb. Don't know what it is. I'll do some studying on it. Might end up having to get another carb. I don't know. What's weird though, with that 750 on here, I finally got it adjusted and idled down. It sounded like it was hitting a lick. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Anyway, I don't understand it. This carb is never done right. When we had it on the old Hoopty 4-wheel drive after it did the heads and cam swap, I never liked how it did there. Put it on the Silver Bullet. I don't know if I told y'all, but it had a hesitation just off idle. And now it's doing this. I don't like that carb. May get rid of it. What I'm going to do right now, though, is go in the house and warm my little toes up because they're about froze. Then, once it warms up in here again, we'll get back over here on this old hunk of junk. And I guess we'll start back on the brakes and see if we can't get them done. If you will recall, a few weeks ago, Art Captain sent us this awesome TIG weld machine. It's a TIG200P AC/DC. Does aluminum welding with the AC high frequency. And seems to be a wonderful, wonderful machine. But like I told y'all, I had never used a TIG that had a trigger up here. I always use a foot pedal. Well, I contacted Art Captain. I said, you know what would be awesome if y'all could send me a foot pedal for this machine. Well, look here what they sent me. They sent me a foot pedal. Oh, yeah. Comes with this little instruction booklet on how to hook it up. And basically all you do, you got a cable right here. It plugs into the foot pedal, and then this is where the trigger on the handle up there, it went right here where you unplug that. You plug the other end of that cable there, right there where that was, and that's pretty much it. You set your max amperage you want. I got it on 125, and all you do, you mash on the pedal. I'm not going to mash on it because it's on. It'll come on. But you mash on the pedal, you hit click, it'll start welding. The further down you mash it, the more amperage you get until you mash it all the way down, and you'll get your max amperage that you got set at. Pretty doggone nice, yep. Let me set the camera up and we'll weld a little bit with it. All right, let's see if we can't do a little welding here. I got her cranked up to 200 amps because it's at least 3/16, if not 1/4 inch piece of metal. One of the reasons why you want a foot pedal is like this metal's cold when I'm starting out. So I want, a lot more amperage. But as I weld, the metal's going to heat up and I won't need as much amperage, so I can back off with the foot pedal. That's the main reason why you want one. 2, to me, it's a lot easier to hold this and work the foot pedal instead of having to hold this and hold a trigger. It don't feel natural with a TIG weld. Anyways, let's see what we can do. Right now, I got her pretty much wide open, running some beads. You can back her off a little bit once it gets hot. And if you want to, you can give her some more. Again, I'm not a TIG welder, but that ain't too bad of a bead. No, sure ain't. We'll run another right beside it. The metal's getting heated up now, so we probably won't need quite as much amperage, but we'll still need some. Check these beads out real quick, see what they look like. That middle one is my first one, and you can see it stands up taller because the metal was a little bit colder. And then the other two, the metal heated up, so it's going to lay in there a little flatter. That's why you want a foot pedal, so you can vary your amperage, depending on what you weld and how thick it is, how warm it is, and all that, how fast or slow you want to weld. Yeah, it's just to me, it's a whole lot more comfortable than having to hold that trigger and try to weld at the same time. Very happy to get that foot pedal. Yes, sir. It's just easier for me to use the foot pedal. That's how I learned. That's how I've always TIG welded. Pretty awesome. Yes, sir. If you need a foot pedal, we'll go check them out. If you need this machine, TIG welder, they got other welders too at artcaptain.com, I believe it is. I'll have links in the description below. They're also going to give us a 5% discount code, Best Weld. That'll be in the description below too. Go check them out. Appreciate it, Art Captain. All right, I think what we'll start with firstly is the brake booster, vacuum booster, whatever you want to call him. Get him put on, then we'll put the master cylinder on a proportionate valve. Get these lines hooked up. Actually, what I want to do, blow through these lines because they've been open for years and years. We'll blow through and make sure they're not stopped up. Then we'll hook them up. But let me show you this firstly. Remember last week, I told y'all I had lost my little valve spring tool. Well, I was over here looking for a piece of metal the other day, and I found it right over in there. So I did pitch it, and I just completely forgot about it. I'll keep the little feller because the other may break, and I need one, so we'll keep it. But I'm telling you, it's extremely aggravating to use. Anyways, let's get started on these brakes. If you will recall, was it 2 years ago? We worked on I think it was a 72 over on the Mustang farm. Remember it was flatbed, 1 ton. And we had to, what did we do? Something about the brakes. Did I have to put a booster on it? Maybe. Anyway, you got a pin that connects this rod going to the mechanism on the hook to the brake pedal. You can't find that pin. So the only thing I know to do is just use a bolt. Hopefully it'll be good enough. And this here is not fitting. There's 2 different bolt patterns, and I'm just wondering if I got the wrong one. I measured it, and you know, it's the one it was supposed to be, but it ain't really lining up. Let me take it back off and look at it real quick like. Well, they're misaligned, or this one here is anyway, just a wee bit. Let me do a little rearranging on these studs. Maybe I can make it work. Will it go this time? I picked on them studs a little bit more. We're closer, yeah. Ow! Ow! I need a deep well. I believe those are metrical. Well, these are mama nuts. Yep. 9/16 started slipping. And my socket set over there, it goes from 15 to 13, mama. What in the devil kind of socket set is that? 6 years later, we finally got that on. Let me find a bolt and put in this clevis right here. Just a friendly reminder about my Patreon. If you'd like to support the channel monetarily, link to that is in the description below. There are 2 tiers. One is $2.50 a month. The other is $5 a month. If you would like to help the channel out, we'll go join that. Also, I saw several of you have not rejoined. You know, you're unjoined because of me. Yeah, sorry about that. If you would like to rejoin, just reminded you to go do that. Also, check out my merch. I released 2 new designs last week. I'm working on another right now. Maybe in the next few days we'll get it out. Link to that is in the description below. Also, let's get back to work on this pile of junk. Per usual, here at the Backyard Butchery Emporium, MLS capital of the world, I'm struggling with this just like we struggle with everything else. I've already unbolted it and pushed it forward. Here's your rod coming out of the booster right there. And then you got this little feller here that's hooked to your brake pedal. You see this cutout? Well, it's got to be, everything's got to be right here to slide that pin in. I don't have the pin, so I was trying to use a 3/8 bolt. It won't fit. The head hits here. I could grind that out, but I just fooey on it. I'll wait and get a pin. I've already looked, and Tractor Supply's got a 3/8 pin we can use. I'll go get it tomorrow, and then maybe we can get all this done. Right now, let's fix this brake line right here. And then we got to run a brake line across the rear end and put the hose in back there. And I may call it a day, fellas. My back's starting hurting again. It's moved over to the left side now. So, yeah, there's probably a bulging disc right in there. Pain running down my right arm too. Anyways, let's see if we can get these brake lines done up. Here's the deal with this brake line. It's the one going to the back. There's a union right there. Well, I think probably when they was pulling this motor out, it grabbed hold here and bent it all to pieces. So what I'm gonna do, I don't want to replace the whole thing. Well, I guess I could. It's got a union right there. Well, I might replace it from here to this union and then all the way back there to the back to the next union. It looks pretty good. So yeah, let's just go ahead and replace it from here. Let me get this loose. All right, what do I need? I got to have some wrenches, man. That's too small, man. That blame light's blinding me, man. It'd be nice if I could put it up here. Come loose. Oh, yeah. We'll blow from here up with the air to make sure that line ain't stopped up. Like I said, they have been open for many a year. This old truck's got lots and lots of rust. Out on the edges, the middle here ain't too bad. A little bit right there. What we'll probably have to do is replace the front part of the floorboard. The firewall, I think, looks pretty good. And of course, all the, what do you call them, rocker panels? They'll have to be replaced. I'm not looking forward to that. Y'all know I hate body work. And they're just wanting to spin. Let me get a 6-pointer if I got one. Brake fluid, brake fluid, brake fluid. All right. Let me see if I can make a copy of this. And then we'll get it put in. Well, I got this end of it here formed up. Now I got to get her up in here, get the rest of it formed, because that other end broke on me. Let's go approximately right here. Well, I'll do a little finagling there to get it exactly right. Then it went here and then back, and I don't understand why they're doing that. Unless it's just to clamp it, I don't see the need in it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go approximately here and hope it's not in the way of anything. Like this, and then I'm gonna bend her a little bit more and then bend her a little bit more there. I think we're gonna cut her off in that area right there. So let me get that done and I'll be right back. All right, I think I got her made. Well, I'll do a little finagling, but it's pretty close. Let me go. Oh, wait a minute. I was gonna blow air through that, wasn't I? Let me get my air hose. Get the air hose, man. Oh yeah, ain't nothing stopping that up. Let's get this here line on real quick like. All right, let's do a little finagling here, make a meet like that. All right, let me make sure I got this good and tight and then we'll go back there. Here's what we got going on back here. This is that union I just took apart so I could blow air through it. Well, from here back, it's really rusty, so I just want to go ahead and replace it. Here's the hose right here. Well, that line comes down this frame rail and it goes inside that cross member and it comes out right there where that hose is right here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna run it like that or not. I think that's really stupid. So yeah, I gotta decide if I'm gonna do that or not. Let me get all this old garbage out of the way first. Tell you what we might do. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna run new fuel lines too, so I'm gonna go ahead and just strip them out. Just get them out my dad blame way. If I hit my head on that right there one more time, I'm gonna get mad. They got about 6,000 clamps holding the fuel line and the brake line. I gotta get them all out of the way so I can strip this stuff out of here. I think I've decided to, let's just go ahead and run all new brake line to the back, because it's got some rust spots, you know, where the clamps are that I don't like. So let's just replace it all. All right, here is one brake line coming out. Get out of here. Well, there's one. And then these, I think we'll just cut them back here. Let me get my coutures. Where are my coutures? You get out of here. And I'll have to get that one when we get up there. Now, let me start running my brake line back. I guess I need to start back there and bring it this way, because I done flared this end here. Oh, actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do it like the factory did it. We'll put us a union there, and then we'll just have to make that one little short piece. That's what we'll do. Yeah. So we'll slide her on through right here. Unroll it as we go. That's probably good right there. Now, let's get up here. Oh, where's my union? Now, what did I do with that? I guess I'll have to get a new one. Just an FYI, I know this looks like copper. It's not. Well, it's copper coated. I guess it's regular old steel. I don't know. But it's not copper. I know somebody will say or ask. No, sir. It is not copper. I'll feel a little bit better about the brakes now that I'm running new lines to the back, because that line, it had a few spots I just didn't like. And let me get this situated and get a few clamps in it real quick. All right, let's put one approximately in this region here. All right, well, there's one. I'll put a couple more through here, and then we'll go to the back and get all them lines made up. Flaring this end of that line we just ran, then we're going to put a union here, and then y'all know what I've done, don't you? Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Well, let me take this off, cut this line, and then start all this over. I'll be back when I get this flared. Yep, forgot to put a nut. All right, I think I got it this time. I remembered to put the nut on it. My question is, how did they get that line in there? I don't know. That's interesting. Let me get it loose right here at this hose, and then we'll figure out something. Well, like I told y'all earlier, that line goes inside of this cross member. Then your gas tank butts up against the cross member. You can't get to it. So the gas tank's rotten. So let's just go ahead and take it out of the way so we can run that line like it's supposed to be. Come on out, little buddy. I got some wires right here. I gotta get loose. Now, come on out, buddy. It's got a clampa right there. Let me get my utensils for that. There's that line there. I'll make a copy of that momentarily. Well, I got that line made. I need to change this here hose out now. Then we'll put that line on. I got two to make across the rear end here. We'll be done with this. Oh, yeah. Well, of course, that bolt don't fit. It's a shouldered bolt, and it won't go down in here. So let me drill this out to this proper size. If there ain't one thing, it's always something. I already got that drilled out, so let us Get this bolted in. All right, now, where'd my line go? I gotta do a little more fitting on this end, but it should be all right. No, it looks pretty decent. I don't know if it's gonna hit the gas tank though. Let me do a little more curving. What does that look like? All right, let me put a union up there and we'll be done with this, and I gotta do these two lines right here. I'm gonna try to bend this up a little bit. That'll give us a little more room for that gas tank not to hit it. We'll try that. All right, let's put this union in up here. All right, let me get a clampa-lampa. I think I'll put it, I think we'll put her about right there. Now I need to work on these across the rear end. I guess we'll start with this one right here. If any of y'all know why they wrap this stuff around these brake lines, let me know. I don't understand it. All that's going to do is hold moisture and make it rust a lot quicker. I don't understand the purpose of it at all, not at all. Well, this is the last line I got to make, if I remember which way it goes. I think it goes like this right here. Or maybe it goes like this. I don't remember, fellas. Yeah, I think it goes this way. All right, this is the last line I got to make right here, and then we'll be done with this. And I'll be glad, because I've been dreading this. I'm telling y'all, I hate brakes. I hate brake lines, brake pads, brake shoes, calipers, master cylinders, brake boosters, proportioning valves, brake pedals. I hate brakes. I just do. That's all there is to it. All right, now we're done with them. Well, I am very glad to have that done. I'm telling you, I hate brakes. I really do. Everything about them. Here's all the old lines. Got to run fuel lines, but I don't have a gas tank, so we ain't gonna worry about that right now. We'll worry about it when I get a tank. Oh yeah. I think I'm gonna go in the house, call it a day. Tomorrow, we're gonna finish up the brakes under the hood, and then we might try to set that motor off in here. Oh yeah. Anyways, I'll see y'all tomorrow. There's the next day again, and here's the deal. I've spent most of the day doing non-chantal stuff. Yep. Put the carb back on the old, what's that called? The Ford Silver Bullet. Yep. I'll get that ingrained in my brain one of these days. Anyway, put it on there because I had to move it out of the way. Because, if you will see, there is no more 6.2 diesel sitting right here. No, sir. That ought to tell you what I think about a 6.2 diesel. I don't get rid of nothing. I mean, look at all this junk. I got rid of that thing. They're useless to me. Yes, sir. A 6. Well, I don't like diesels anyway, but a 6.2, it's, yeah, might as well have a 4-cylinder. Anyway, got rid of it. It's gone. Then what I've been doing the last couple of hours, y'all look at here. Our brake system is done, with the exception of needing a plug in this proportioning valve. Let me show you the pin I got from, where'd I go? Tractor Supply, yeah. Well, there it is right there. Yes, there's just a 3/8 pin. Got all that put together. I can't put no fluid in it. Can't bleed them because we need that plug. What else did I do? I don't know. I've piddled around in here and then stripping this down, fixing to pick it up. Got the headers off, unhooked all the wires and whatnot, drained the fluids, and pulled the flex plate off. Why in the world did y'all let me put that flex plate on backwards? It sure was. Yep. Anyway, this is the torque converter for that 700, and I was just wanting to see if it would bolt up, and it will. Bolt pattern is the same from a 4L60E to a 700. I didn't know this until a while ago. The 93 Camaro and Trans Ams came with a 700 R4, sure did. And then in 94 they went to the 4L60E. But it's the same bolt pattern, so we're good there. I won't have to be drilling that out. Here's what we're going to do. Oh man, look at here. I done made a dead blame mess. Let me get that up. Anyway, here's what we're fixing to do. I'm gonna pick this motor up. We're gonna put motor mounts on it. We're gonna set her in the truck. Yes, sir. I don't know what else we'll do because it's kind of late, and I can't bolt that up because I want grade 8 bolts. I don't think I have none. If I find some 3 grade 8 bolts, 3/8 coarse thread, we'll go ahead and put that in. If not, we may be done until Monday. But anyway, let's pick that up and at least get it set over in the truck. Let's get this here lifting plate on real quick like. I went through and adjusted the valves again because, you know, we had 1 or 2 that was making a little noise. So I did that a minute ago. I reckon that's about all I did. Y'all be mad because I didn't video all that. Fellers, it's just old boring stuff. Y'all have seen me do it 1,000 times. All right, let's pick her up. Pick her up, man, pick her up. I finally got me a swivel for my engine hoist here. They're right here. Oh yeah, I can pick her up and swing her around wherever I want to now. Going up. I gotta get that ground strap off of there right now. All right, let me put this on the run stand. Speaking of the run stand, I'm gonna chop close to 2 feet off the back of that thing. There's no need it being that long. You know, I was gonna put a battery and stuff back there. There's no need. It just takes up too much space. We're gonna cut almost 2 foot, and I think it'll fit over there with them 2 barrels. Anyways, let's get some motor mounts on this. All right, let me get the other side on. Let's get the flex plate on, and maybe I'll put it on the right way this time. Yep. Also, no, by the way, you know, I told you I wasn't sure, you know, we wouldn't be able to put the transmission in because I didn't have torque converter bolts. We don't need them to put the transmission in. No, sir. Sure don't. So I will most likely at least get that transmission bolted up tonight. You know, we got to make us a cross member for it. Yep, sure do. Got to shorten the drive shaft too. Still got quite a bit to do. Oh yeah. These get approximately this many torque-a-lorks. And yes, they do have orange Loctite on them. All right. Let me get her finagled over in there. Let us go down. Let's go back just a wee bit right there. Now I need to come forwards just a wee bit. Going down again, slowly. All right, we're almost there. I think I need to go back just a wee bit. Let me see. Yeah, inch or two. Approximately right there. Let me get some bolts and see if I can get them in them motor mounts. I had some made up. What did I do with them? All right, let's see if we can get this bolt in this here motory mount. Well, by George, I got it. All right, let me get the other side. I'll be back. Well, that took 64 years to get that one bolt in. Yep. You had to have it just the right height to get the holes to line up. Yep. Very aggravating. Anyway, let's let her down. Oh, that ain't gonna work. No, sir. That's gonna break the motor mounts. So, what are we gonna do about that? Let me come up with something to keep that from happening. I might be able to put a strap underneath it through here, hold it up. I'll be back in a little bit. Well, here's what I come up with. I ain't got a clue if it's gonna work or not. I got a 12-inch piece of, I don't know, what is that, 1 inch? Yeah, 1 inch conduit. We're gonna put her in between the frame and stick it up in the exhaust port. Use it as a prop rod. I'm gonna put one on both sides, either side. I ain't got a clue if it's gonna work, but we're gonna give her the old try. Yep. All right, let me slowly let it down. Going down. Oh, look at there. By George, it's working. Going up. What about that? That'll work. Oh, yeah. All right. I don't think she's going to go nowhere now. Well, here's the deal. We can't put the transmission in tonight because I wanted to change the seals. I forgot. I don't have any. I think secretary, she didn't order them. Is what it is. I'm going to fire her. I'm telling you. Tired of it. I'm going to fire her if she keeps on. Anyway, here's what we're going to do. We're going to raise this truck up in my little trolley jack. We're going to hold the motor up with it and then get them pieces of pipe out of the way. Slide our headers down in there, see if they fit. We'll do the easy side firstly. I may have to pull that dipstick out, I don't know. Something tells me they ain't gonna fit though. Well, they're not gonna go this way if they are gonna fit. Let's pull the dipstick tube out if I can. Have I got it bolted down? Yes, of course I do. Let me get that out and then we'll try to slide them up from the bottom. Let us see if this will go up in here this way. If it will, the great. If not, I gotta order some. Well, I got a starter cable in the way. Get out of the way, sir. All right. Well, they're not wanting to go. Not right now, anyway. Interesting. Wonder if I raised this up any. No, that's making it worse. What did that right there do? Well, it's almost going. Well, now I'm stuck. Wait a minute, look at here. Yeah, it's hitting. What is it hitting? Cross member? It's hitting the A-arm right here. That right there. No, sir, it ain't gonna work. It's hitting the motor mount up there. Even if the motor was gonna sit at this angle, we're hitting the motor mount up there. Yep. Tail's not gonna work. No, sir. Let me get up in here and show you what I'm talking about. It's hitting right there. It's hitting the motor mount right there. And it's hitting the cross member down in there. And the back of the motor's all jacked up. So it's only gonna get worse when we let it down level. So yeah, they're not going to work. I got, I don't know, 2 or 3 sets of the old ram horn manifolds. Trying to do this on the cheap. We may use them. If I can find a cheap set of headers that'll fit for, I don't know, $200, I'll buy them. Otherwise, we're probably going to use those ram horns for now. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go in the house and see if I can't find some headers. And then, if not, I'll go over to Mama's tomorrow in the barn and get the ram horns. Anyways, today's Saturday. That means tomorrow's Sunday. Sunday's day rest is what I plan on doing. I hope y'all do the same. See y'all Monday. Well, look what I'm working on again. Telling y'all there's a reason I like Chevrolet. Yes, sir. Also, look at that puddle of Earl right there leaking out of the main. Yep. Probably going to pull this motor again. I don't know if I put that seal in backwards or not. It's possible. Got it this morning to go to O'Reilly's. It was missing and carrying on, popping back to the carburetor. And when I got here, I was going to load it up with trash, go to the dumpster. Well, I figured let's pop the hood and just wiggle all these plugs on the Durspark stuff. Well, I had a wire break and then the plug disintegrated, so I stole this one off of 360 in the shop. Let me get that put on there. Hopefully it'll fire up and get to the dumpster and back. Then we're gonna buy us an HEI distributor for this thing. Oh yeah. Well, I got the plug crimped. Hopefully it's right. Let's see if the thing will start up. Fire in the hole. Oh, this is great. This is grand. What in the world's going on with it now? I took these two plugs apart a minute ago and scraped and cleaned them. Let me clean on some more. That may be the issue. I don't know. Well, I cleaned them connections up again. Will it fire this time? Probably not. Great googly moogly. Well, I cleaned them some more and then I cleaned them again. Let's see what'll fire up this time. Oh yeah, finally. All right, let me head to the dumpster and then we'll get to working on that old Suburban again. 'Tis Monday, and well, it's Monday night actually. I have been piddling with stuff around here all day. Sometimes, fellas, I gotta take a little time for myself. That's what I did today. And let me show you what I just now saw over here. I think my purple Pyre bucket is leaking pretty bad. Yeah, probably gonna empty that out, throw it away. Yep, go get me another one from somewhere else. Anyways, I've got the transmission ready to go. I got both seals changed out. All we gotta do is put the torque converter in it. We'll slip her on up in there. So let us do that. This little feller here is heavy to be so small. It sure is. Let's see if we can get her up. Oh, my fingers. Gotta have 3 clickers. That was one. There went the second one. That may have been the third. No. Usually, if it's in all the way, you can't get your hands up in here. I think we got one more clicker. There it went right there. Oh yeah. All right, let's get this thing in the truck. I do believe that should be enough. Let the slider on in here. And we'll let the, well, wait a minute. We got emergency brake cables in the way. Well, if that ain't a humdinger. Well, let me get them out of the way some kind of way. This should be interesting. Maybe I can take it loose. Right there some kind of way. I'll be back. Let me get them out of the way. Well, I think I managed to get everything out of the way. Now maybe we can get this little feller up in here. Let me let her down a little bit. Going down. See if this transmission jack-a-lacka will go up high enough. Is it gonna go high enough? I don't think so. No, sir. That's all we got. So let me go back down a wee bit. Then I gotta lift the lift down 1 notch. That way I'm all bent over like this. Yay! All right, let's go back up with it. What do I need? I need to go down. Yes, sir, over here and then over here. Well, we're about where we need to be. So I need to do this here a little bit and go down with the jack-a-lacka. See what we got right there. Let's see what we got over here. Well, that in there, yeah, that in there's in. Oops, hit my microphone. Sorry. Then this one, oh, it's got to go down. Let's tilt it this way here. And then go down a little bit. Right there. Let's try that. I do believe we are in, sirs. Yep. All right, let me get some bolts real quick, like. Get the bolts, man. Uh-oh. We got a sparking plug wire caught in between transmission and the block. That's not good. No, sir. Oh, crap. All right, there we go. Now, let's do this all over again because I like doing stuff twice, sometimes 3 times. I believe my battery is about dead on this here gun. Let me hit them with a ratchet to make sure they're good and tight. Oh yeah! Got this, found this over in steel pile. It might work if I raise things up. Oh, look at there. Now I can get this transmission jack out of the way. Get out of here. Now we can move my little air jack back here and get this out of the way, hopefully. All right. Now what we got to do is get the carburetor area right here. So we'll put our level on it. Let me get over here to the side where I can see it maybe. We got to go up in the back just a wee bit, so let me hit the jack real quick. Oh, my knees. Oh, my knees. This hurts so bad. Oh, we're hitting. It's raising the whole truck up. So what is going on there? Let me go back down. Huh. Interesting. Well, we're back where we were, and we were hitting, raising the whole truck up. So, let me raise the truck up and see where we're hitting. I ain't seeing nothing that's hitting right now. Got 2 inches before we hit over here, this area right here. Let me just go up with it and see what happens. Oh, we're hitting probably right here. Yep. So let me let her down. And then that's going to probably have to do. Yep, sure enough. I put the front part of the drive shaft back in. I got a carrier bearing today. We got to change that out. I just wanted to see what we were looking like. And, well, we're going to have to cut off quite a bit. There is the end of the transmission. And you're looking at probably 6 inches, maybe 8. We've got to cut off of that driving shaft. I'll have to get this done up before we get a measurement for that. 2, completely didn't even think about getting the transmission mount. 3, didn't even ever think about getting a slip yoke. So, yep, we ain't getting done this week for sure. Which we got way too much stuff to do. Yeah. Once again, fellers, I guess I just forget about all the little knick-knack bull crap that you have to do when you're doing this. Yep. Anyways, we'll get it done eventually. I just want to see how level we are in our carburetor device area now that we know where it's going. It ain't too bad. Maybe 1/8 of a bubble out. I think we can deal with that. Oh yeah, we can go up a little bit more if we have to, but I think we'll be just fine there. And she don't look too bad sitting in this old truck either. No, sir, sure don't. Well, we are one step closer to getting this old pile of rust back on the road, or at least moving around under its own power, and then hit the brakes and go and stop. Next week, yep. I'm going to make a prediction that next week we'll be moving around. Oh yeah, be looking for that. Anyways, appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you don't mind, hit that like, comment, subscribe. Share it with your friends. Don't forget my Patreon. And until next time, go do something. Blur, blur.